Hello, everyone. Welcome to Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you here. It's Friday, April the 11th. Welcome on into the show. No more Friday football free-for-all. We got Major League Baseball, and, next week will probably be some NBA playoffs. I have Chip Chirimbes and Matt Fargo with me here to give out a couple winners. But before we get to those, one, hit the like button. You're here. Let's go. First thing you do, hit the like. Maybe leave a comment like, hey, guys, let's get some winners today. I don't know. You can put that or be like, hey, guys, you stink. Thanks for the losers. Whatever. We'll see how it turns out after we give out these 3 free picks today. Notification bells on so you know we roll out the daily free pick videos. Major League Baseball, NBA, playoffs, a lot of stuff going on here at the Winner Circle YouTube channel. So put that notification bell on so you know each and every day we come at you live. Now, our sponsor, gamblersworld.net. These are the free picks. Yesterday we go 2-1 in the NBA. You want more free pick winners in the NBA? You want more free pick winners in Major League Baseball? That's great. That's why we have the free pick channel. Premium stuff, our best bets at gamblersworld.net. There's a leaderboard. You see how each one of us does. There's 16 of us. Chances are somebody's going to be really, really well, crushing leaderboards in all sports. We got it up there. Hockey, NBA, baseball, we got you covered. Use the leaderboard, see who's hot. 3 738 passes, guaranteed. Show you a profit over that time, or we credit you back, and you go at it again. Now, you see up top here, baseball's just underway. 6:49 through the World Series. I know for me, you're going to get a whole lot of games, probably about 600 of them. So you'll be getting from about $1 a game. You'll be getting a whole season worth of plays for the next 5 months. Chipping that, probably not on that kind of volume of games. But again, in a 162-game season, it is definitely worth it. This is less than basically $100 a month for a baseball pass. You're going to get loads and loads of games. Now, this one isn't guaranteed. Again, you want the guaranteed? Buy the 30-day monthly packages. And that's all sports. And if we're not having a good month, here you go. You get a little credit back, and you go at it again. But again, strictly baseball, we got you covered. And I think there's an NBA playoff package. We'll probably talk more about that on Monday as the playing games come. We'll do a little show there with Chip and Doug on Monday for the NBA playoffs. 279. There you go through the finals. And the NBA probably finals early in like July or something. So, that's a great deal. It's not really July, folks. I know that. I'm just making a joke. How they stretch these 7-game series out over 3.5 weeks. They play half a game, and then they say, we're going to come back and finish the rest up on Sunday, even though it's Tuesday. NBA. Ridiculous. Got to love that. There's 10 games. There's 15 games today, and 10 of them are 10-point or more favorites, and there's 2 20-point favorites. That's why we're sticking to Major League Baseball, Chip Chirimbes. I know you love the NBA. Yeah. You gave out a nice winner there with Detroit yesterday with us. We went 2-1 yesterday. I had Minnesota here in this show as well. So nice NBA day, but we're going to be concentrating on some Major League Baseball. And how are you, my friend? It's been such a long time. It's been hours since I've seen you.
Well, I was able to come through with Minnesota as my megabuck play. And, my single strongest play is what I hang my hat on. And so we're rolling along right with that. In Major League Baseball, we're 2-0 at megabucks. And I have one of them out there today. It's already posted on the site. So log on and become an A-play winner. Anybody out there, we've been doing pretty well.
Chip's top play, the A play. Well, it should be the C play because he's Chip Chirimbes, the CC play. But again,
no, but I was
ABC.
Teacher,
we don't
so
want to be C because C's not the top letter. It's the A. He's the A guy. He's winning. Chip Chirimbes. Get it at gamblersworld.net. He delivered yesterday. And just like the post office, except when it's really bad weather, he'll deliver. I don't know if that's good or bad compared to the post office, Chip. You know what I mean. Matt Fargo, my guy, good to see you. Matt, we got work to do because we had a bad Wednesday of Major League Baseball here on the show. So we got to bounce back from our Wednesday and forget about the free picks. Premium side going well for you, or how have things been going?
Not too good. Baseball has been in a pretty good slump the last couple of days. Lost a tough one yesterday with the Royals run line, 4-3 winner. They missed it by a half run. But we move on. So we have 3 winners today in baseball, 2 in the NBA. Western Conference game of the month going tonight in the NBA. Full schedule, like you said, all 15 games. And you weren't far off, by the way, with the NBA Finals. They are, I think they run into late June, right around the 25th. If it goes Game 7. So you weren't far off. There's a lot of NBA left. Yeah. Game one is June 5th. So if it goes 7, it'll run into the third week of June. So
Game 1 June 5th. Unbelievable.
It's a long one.
Unbelievable. Oh my god, tough run line loss there. I'm like you. I sometimes get greedy with the run lines.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, they are, I feel sometimes I'd rather lose a run line than kind of lay a number. So even after 30 freaking years, I still got more than that, 40 years. It's like I got to stop thinking like that. I could lay. It's okay to lay a favorite every once in a while.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
not
we talked about it Wednesday. Laying 140, 135. Not really my thing, but I lost two run lines last week, one on Tampa Bay and then one on Kansas City that would have won if I had laid the money line. But it's not necessarily getting greedy. It's kind of like trying to cut your losses, so to speak. But when they don't come through, win by 2 runs, then
Do you do
you're
minus ones at all?
-1. No, I do not.
Yeah. There are minus ones I see, and usually that kind of brings it down to a kind of like a pick 'em. It's not you're not getting like the plus
Right.
120 or more. It brings it down, which is all right. Listen, a 4-3 is a push, I guess. So it's not it's better than a loss. But
Right. Yeah. And,
uh,
and but the point about being greedy, I want that plus money. So that's part of the reason.
yeah,
So
I get it. We'll be talking 3 games today. Before the weekend, we got a week under our belts basically here, baseball, maybe 2 weeks. White Sox looks terrible. They're 2-10. They're taking on Boston, the battle of the Sox there. Colorado's 2-9. You're facing a Padre team that's 10-3. First, right? They're in first place. The Padres are in first place. The Giants, who we'll be talking about here in second place, and the Dodgers, they're on tap tonight too. Third place Dodgers out there, right? They're in third. They're in third place in the West. Any Chip for the first 2 weeks? Anything kind of jump out?
Yeah, well, my thoughts in
Team below?
baseball is that it's the same old, same old. In the NFL, it was 50% of the teams change in the playoffs each year, supposedly. And in baseball, it just looks like the haves still have, and the have-nots are still where they are. It's nice to see the emergence of Detroit last season, and maybe they'll be able to maintain it this year, and a few other clubs. But for the most part, it just seems like it's the same old story in Major League Baseball. You're going to see the Yankees and the Dodgers emerging, and hopefully the Pirates won't have to lose 100 games again this year. And the White Sox are absolutely pitiful.
It's I like to think that April, the teams that are going to be bad in September at least come out. Everybody's 0-0. The veteran teams are the veteran teams. Maybe they're kind of slow starting, getting doing their thing. But man, we have some bad teams right out of the gate, Matt Fargo. And it's like Chip said, it's like the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. I mean, the White Sox look as bad as the White Sox were last year. The Rockies look absolutely horrendous. And those are the two you kind of hang your hats on as bad teams, right? I mean, there's other bad teams, but those two just look at the standings; they're head and shoulders above everybody else being bad. I mean, the Braves have 3 wins. At least we expect the Braves to hit a little bit. Like you expect them to come around. They're not these other franchises that you can't even name who their superstars are. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I was going to bring up the Braves. They're going to come around, like you said. That offense will get clicking eventually. So I mean, they're obviously surprised at 3-9, but that offense will come around. And when you bring up the White Sox, the pitiful, pitiful White Sox, I think it was Wednesday. They were down 3-1 in the ninth inning against Cleveland. Second and third. This just sums up the White Sox. Second and third, base hit. Runner from third scores. Runner from second's coming around to tie the game. Pulls up with a hammy. Gets tagged out halfway down third base line, and that's just bad things just happen to teams like that. They're going to tie the game. Who knows if they're going to win it or not? But it's just a scenario where it's the White Sox once again. So one of the surprises, we talked about it a little bit earlier, is the Angels. They're off to an 8-4 start. I don't know if they can keep it up. Trout's starting to hit again. Finally,
Yep.
His average is kind of low, but he's starting to hit the ball out the yard again. But yeah, I mean, some of the teams like we talked about, Baltimore, no pitching. They're 5-8. Their offense
Yep.
can't carry that team right now. Houston can't hit the ball right now. They're 5-7. So they're teams that they come out slow. The Twins are another team, 4-9. They can't hit the ball. So those are 3 teams that we expected to be in the playoff race. Whether they will be or not, who knows? I think they will eventually, come back to move up in the standings, get that offense going again. But As Chip said, like Detroit was a nice story last year. They're playing well. Rangers are playing well, and
Rangers.
the NL East is kind of what we thought, except for the Braves. The Mets are playing well. Philly's right there. Washington doing pretty good. It's a good division so far. And the Central is kind of what we thought it would be. Pittsburgh down at the bottom, since he's trying to make a run with good pitching. Well, a lot of question marks still, no doubt about it.
For sure. Like Cincy again, this is the hot team. People thought, can we get some hitting out of them? Like we thought the pitching was good. The pitching's been fine. Hitting, not so much with the young bats there. We're talking playoff pushing teams and who we thought would be good to start the year and chances of playoffs, World Series. Chip Chirimbes will be doing the San Francisco Giants and the New York Yankees. The Yankees were in the World Series last year and then proceeded to lose their ace, a great hitter, and here they are sitting in first place, 7-5 record. Malcontent Stroman. I'm not going to go to the bullpen. Of course not. You can't go to the bullpen because we're going to lose our Rookie of the Year pitcher. We're going to lose our Cy Young Award winner. So of course you're going to be our number 3 starter on our team, Marcus. Versus Robbie Ray, old foe from Toronto. I like Robbie Ray here. San Fran, second place, a half a game out or behind San Diego, 9-3. Talk about surprising. We kind of left San Fran off. I didn't think San Fran would be 9-3 to start the year. Although they win some games. That's what they do. They're always like a 500 team. You're like, how do these guys win games? Well, here they are, winning games. Big come from behind with Verlander the other day. And I didn't like Verlander, but I'm a Robbie Ray guy for sure. Stroman and the Yanks. Listen, I'm not high in the Yankees. I thought even before Cole got hurt, this was an underwin team. I didn't like the lineup. I know Judge. Oh, Aaron Judge, he's an MVP. He's one cat. He's one guy, and then you got Belly and Shaz, who equal maybe one player behind. I don't think it's a good team, Chip. Now, I don't think San Fran's a great team, but if I see Stroman, and Stroman, you're a Yankee guy like me. He's no matter where he is, he's good for usually half a season, right? He's pretty solid, keeps you in games, and then he kind of gets hurt, falls down the wayside here. But I don't know, man. I lean Giants in this one, honestly. But your pick. What do you got here? And I'm sure there'll be some Willie Mays references as we talk San Francisco and stuff.
Well, the attitude in New York when the Giants come back to play after having left has waned. I mean, this happened in 1958 when they left the city, and yet there's still people out there that are loyalists, like I am, to the Giants. But the Yankees got off to that great start where they were hitting home runs all over the place, and people were getting crazy. And their last 4 games, they've only scored 10 runs. And I think it's caught up to them a little bit here. This is the Giants' best start in eons. I mean, 9-3, and that National League West is really something to look out at now with San Diego playing so well, and now you have the Dodgers, and they're all trying to compete. And that's one thing the Giants have tried to do is compete with the Dodgers. They went out big time to try and get Aaron Judge, and like you said, one man can't actually in baseball say unless you're pitching probably control the destiny of clubs, and the Giants just seem to be able to fill in these pieces. I like them here. Marcus Stroman, like you said, is more than just a malcontent out there. He's a headache for every club he's ever been to. He's poison in the locker room. The Yankees did not want to use him as a starter this year, and they were sort of forced into it. Like you said, they lost Cole, they lost Gil, Gil. I don't know why he's not pronounced Gil, but so their pitching is their big question. Soto's gone. Now Bellinger has filled in quite nicely, but then again, he's hurt already. And unless he has an outstanding season, he's a great spot to be a left-handed batter in that lineup. If he doesn't produce, the Yankees aren't going to win. I don't like Stroman. That's one of these things. And he's always had, like you said, half a season and half a game. Sean, he has games where he's pitching 5-6 innings, and then all of a sudden he's getting pounded. And I think maybe he has a little Napoleonic complex because he is only 5'7", and maybe that's the reason he knocked out of the starting rotation, but he's in it now without Cole and Gill there. The Yankees will be hurting. I don't think he's a frontline starter for a championship team at all.
Official pick?
San Francisco.
Plus the 110. Chip Chirimbes coming in. San Fran plus a 110 piece. Robbie Ray and the Giants. Listen, Jeffrey Leonard, Chili Davis, Will Clark, love it. Robbie Thompson. Those are my Giants. Those are the Giants. Late '80s Giants. Matt Fargo, thoughts on Chips San Fran plus 110?
Yeah, I lean Giants as well. Stroman, there's not much good to say about this dude. He last year, out of I believe it was 67 starters, he threw 150 or more innings. He had the worst strikeout rate and the worst strikeout to walk rate out of all of them. And he's gotten off to a start as expected the way he ended last year. He's just not reliable. He doesn't go long. The only concern here is with Robbie Ray. He's given up 3 home runs already this year, and Yankees are killing left-handed pitching. That's the only concern that I have with taking the Giants here. He's pitched well his first 2 starts. Strikeouts are kind of down, but he's a good game manager. I like him. I like him in the spot. But like I said, the concern is the Yankees against the left-handed pitching they've been killing the ball this year. But the number that the Yankees are laying, it's screaming take the Yankees. It's low, and the public is going to be all over New York in this one. So yeah. That's another reason to take a lean on the Giants in this one.
It's a triple play. We all agree with Chip's official play on the Giants plus 110 here. Again, and Stroman, little guy, right? He's always gets hurt. That's happens when you weigh 170 pounds. It's, lasted. He's usually solid for a little while. But maybe, the age is probably catching up with the guy a little bit. He's 33, 34 years old. As I mentioned, it's a rough start to the season already with him. Again, the ERA's up there. 8 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned runs. That's not clutch pitching, folks. Not clutch pitching, as they like to say. You got to be – what is that called when these guys anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that. All right, game number 2 here. We got the Giants plus 110 from Chip Chirimbes. That's Chip's free pick. Go get his A play right now at gamblersworld.net. Already 2-0 with baseball with his A plays. That's his top play. Go get it. Game number 2. Here's another team the public seems to like. The LA Dodgers. How are they supposed to be this year? They're supposed to be the best thing since the Puff Rice. 104.5 wins total to start the year. Listen, I had the Cubs the first 2 games out in Japan thinking I'd get a split. Didn't happen here. Boyd, Yamamoto on the hill. The Dodgers already $2 favorite. Here we go. Nice rebound for the Cubs. They started out there slow. 9-6 on the year. Not terrible. First place there in the Central. Dodgers sitting at 10-4. Although not at the top of the division where people probably think they should be. But here we go. $2 favorite. 8 runs is the total in this one. I'm not a $2. We talked about this. We were talking about this earlier on run lines and stuff. Why do I have a feeling I know where Matt's going to go on this game here? It's either a dog or a run line play, I think. Matt Fargo, Cubbies, and the Dodgers. What do you got for us?
Yeah, as much as I'd like to back the Cubs here, I just can't with Matthew Boyd. He's been off to a great start. No runs over 11 innings, so he's been pitching great. I don't think he can keep it up. He's going to face a tough lineup here. Dodgers coming back home off a 2-4 road trip, just in beast mode right now, ready to come home and just kick the lights out of this Cubs team right now. And Yamamoto, he's been awesome this year. His one start at home, he gave up 2 earned runs against the Tigers, but struck out 10. Cubs offense has been really good right now, but I don't know if they can keep up with Yamamoto. He shut him down pretty good in Japan in the one of the, I think it was the first game or the second game. I forget which one it was. I think it was the first one. So, I think they get it done here. We're getting a little bit of a plus money on the run line, plus 102. I see plus 104 out there. And like you said, I certainly do not want to lay 185 with the Dodgers, 195 in some places. And I think we get the value with LA, and I think they come out busting in this one and get it done pretty easy.
Run line pick. Dodgers plus 102. That's a run line, folks. That's not their plus 102. That's on the run line. Run line Dodgers plus 102. We're going to lay the 1.5 there. Matt Fargo, official free pick action there. Chip Chirimbes, what do you think about this game?
Well, the Dodgers started 8-0. They had to take their first true road trip, and they only won 2 of 6 games. Yamamoto, I don't know if he's going to make a sneak attack here, but 2-0 and 0.64 ERA. Certainly very impressive. I don't like laying 2-1 games, and Matt, I think is going the only way you can if you were to play the Dodgers is to lay the runs here. Matthew Boyd, very impressive so far, 1-0, hasn't given up a run like Matt said in 11 innings, but the Dodgers just seem to have so much confidence when they're playing in LA, and I think it sort of showed on their road trip, particularly when they were in Philadelphia. I was really paying attention to those games, and they lose their edge around the road a little bit, as most teams do. But I'd take the Dodgers like Matt did here. I'd have to lay the runs because I just don't lay 2-1, and going up against the pitcher has probably been the Cubs' best so far. It's a tough call because I feel like when you're laying runs. I don't know how you feel, Matt, but when you're laying runs, I feel like I'm laying twice. I have to I have to win the game by a certain margin. At least in football, the vig isn't as bad, and baseball I find it much more difficult. I don't play too many run games at all, and if any, and I would have to play the Dodgers here on a run line.
I'm a run line guy. Tough at home, right? We losing at bat, stuff like that.
Right.
You feel like whenever I do lose a run line, I always feel like it's in the top of the ninth, and there's like you're up 6-4, and there's like a leadoff double, and you just let them score. It's like 2 outs, and then you get to there's a ground out and like a pop out and like a base hit. They're like, what the heck? The old 2 out meaningless run scores there. So I get it. I get the feeling there. Official free pick here though. Dodgers +1-2. Boyd, Dodger. He was a Tiger guy, decent. Gets hurt. He had a nice little bounce back last year with Cleveland. I mean, ridiculous season there for them. 2.72 ERA in 40 innings. Not bad for a guy who's been injured before that. But I'm with you. It's the Dodgers run line. Although on the flip side, you can say, you know what? Can I take a pitcher who hasn't given up a run this year?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no to taking that spot. They've already seen him, right? The second time they'll see him. But again, listen. I don't have a premium on this. I got nothing on this game. I'm just people are gonna some as much as we like to come in and people love to do like take favorites, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Padres, whoever, right? Big favorites. Everybody just bets faves and overs. There is a segment of the population of the betting world, even in full blown degeneracy, is like, you know what? I'm just going to take a big dog every day, right? And just nothing wrong with that. It's have fun with it. Again, 2 free picks so far. Giants +110, Dodgers run line +102. Final game of the card here today: Texas and Seattle. Jacob deGrom, speaking of guys, pitchers who are injured and come back for stuff, here comes Jacob deGrom for the 9-4 Texas Rangers. First place Texas Rangers. I thought they would be the team to beat out west this year. Last year they started the season, I think, with 9 starters on the injured list, all told. Now, they haven't been hitting all that much either here. They're a 125 favorite on the road. Total of 6.5 versus Miller and Seattle. Now, their offensive woes. This is year 3 of offensive. We don't realize we have to hit the ball, score runs to win here in Seattle. Maybe they'll catch on eventually since their pitching staff is ridiculous and holds teams scoreless. The fact that the Rangers and deGrom, and Chip, we talked about this too, where you're like, no, let's throw deGrom to the wolves. Like I'm thinking he's going to go like 5 innings or something, and maybe not use the guy a lot. And I think you said, and I think even Matt said, like throw him to the wolves. Who cares? Like he's already taking you for $60 million the first 2 years of contract, not pitching. Who the hell cares what he does? Throw him out there. Let's just beat him into the ground. He's a 125 favorite. Texas is hitting 193 on the road as a team. 193. And they're a $1.25 favorite. Are you kidding me here? A 243 on base average. Seattle, though, as bad as that is, right? Do you think that's terrible? No. Because Seattle at home, Chip, they're hitting a $1.67. Matt, a $1.67. Where's the home field advantage? Every other team's banging on garbage cans, using spy cameras to get an edge pitching. What are these guys doing? What are they going to blindfolded? How do you hit 167? Under 6.5. Are you kidding me with this total? 6.5. I don't care. Sometimes when it's really low, they're begging you to take it, and someone's going to score 5 runs today, and it'll go over to. I don't care. I look at these batting averages, and it's a decent sample size for 2 weeks of play with these two teams. They're not hitting. They are pitching, though. 6.5, I'll take the under. I'm taking the under, Matt. What do you think?
I have a premium on this game for the side,
Yeah.
but I do lean the under with you. I do lean it. One of the reasons is the offenses, like you said. Uh, this Texas lineup, like their top four, their top four guys in the lineup, they're just not hitting. 122, 190, 119, 244, and then you go down to Seager's hitting 220. I mean, they're just not hitting the ball. And going up against Bryce Miller, who's not off to a great start. He had a great year last year, though. And DeGrom's DeGrom. I think he'll be himself here, so to speak. He's not being quite stretched out yet. Coming off the injuries, I think they're keeping him low pitch counts for a reason early on. They don't want to risk that injury once again. So it's a low total. I think people will go to the over because it's so low, but because it's so low, I like the under.
I agree. Matt Fargo agreeing with me on the total here, but Matt apparently best bet tonight. Go get it for his Seattle Texas game at gamblersroll.net if you want some premium action. Head on gamblersroll.net for Matt's top play in this game here. Chirimbes, Texas, Seattle.
Interesting matchup in a way that, a couple of different things. Seattle leads the major leagues in ERA last year, and they're at like 4.65 right now on the year. And their hitting is as bad as Texas. You said, Matt, how the Rangers just aren't putting it together. Well, Seattle's one of the worst hitting teams in baseball. I mean, they're just absolutely terrible at even scoring runs. Bryce Miller is a Texan, and he's 0-3 lifetime against the Rangers. And yet, there's one thing I've noted about DeGrom, and he hasn't been pitching now about 3-4 years, and sort of like the comment was about Mariano Rivera, and he referred to himself. He said, "Well, they say Mariano only has one pitch. I have one pitch." He goes, "I throw every pitch to the low and outside corner and let them try and hit it. Doesn't matter if it's a fastball. He's not trying to set people up with in and out. He's throwing one pitch and he's throwing it to the low outside corner." Been pretty successful for him because he is absolutely dominant when he's healthy. He just hasn't been healthy for like 3-4 seasons now. Bryce
Yes.
Miller hasn't been able to do anything when he returns to Texas here, but I have a slight lean towards Seattle in the game, really.
The crazy thing with DeGrom is that he had those good years. I mean, we got to go back to 2019.
There you go.
Folks, that's 6 years.
Yeah, I'm
That's
saying
6
3-4,
years.
and it's like
Oh,
you
yeah,
said,
I'm just
it's
saying.
six.
I mean, the COVID year was a COVID year, and he pitched a full season, 12 games. So he had a full season in 2020. 15, 11, 6, 3, 2. I mean, as good as he was, I hate when guys get hurt. I don't care what sport it is. I say this all the time.
Yeah.
You see a guy, he's great, and then it's not even that he's not the same. He comes in, he's still good. The problem is that he only pitched, once a month. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And this year's not too bad, right? He's going 5 innings, striking out 5 guys, maybe a walk. So he's all right. Like the numbers are sort of there in the peripheral part of. He's 36. People talk about him as a Hall of Famer. He got a couple Cy Young. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
We had the Hall of Fame debate a couple weeks ago with him, and
He
I don't
can't
think
be in the Hall of Fame with
I don't think
84
so.
wins.
2 Cy Youngs is great, but man,
84 wins.
Short career.
when you throw 200 innings only three times, it's not a Hall of Fame
If
career.
he goes into the Hall of Fame, he's better. Him and Doc Gooden better go in together. You know what I'm saying? Like his numbers are as good as Doc Gooden's for a couple years. Why doesn't that count? Because this guy got hurt and the other guy had some other problems? No. Sorry, DeGrom fans. I mean, listen, I like him, whatever. That's another rant. We could go on. We don't want to be here for an hour. We have to special shows for our ranting part. Free pick under, and the other day, Matt, I apologize. I didn't even get to you or Brian with the Rockies free pick there. I just cut it off. I went to go get our premium plays after the free picks. I forgot, but not today. Not today. You got all 3 opinions on this Texas-Seattle game. I'll let everybody say their piece today. I didn't have to run it up. Recapping the free picks, under Seattle, 6.5. Chip Chirimbes, San Francisco Giants, plus 110. Matt Fargo, Dodgers, run line, plus 1 or 2. These are our free pick selections. Our best bets are at gamblersworld.net. Head on over there. Chip's got an A play. Matt's got a I don't say best bet. He's got a top play going in this Texas-Seattle game we just talked about. I got a couple 3-packs up for today. And today, April the 11th. Chip, do you got anything for us before we head out for April 11th? Maybe some baseball?
I actually do some interesting
All
things,
right.
Sean. Thank you. April 11th. Now we're talking about 1907. The
You were
New York
4.
Giants catcher, Hall of Famer, by the way. Listen to this. This is interesting. New York Giant catcher ended up going to Hall of Fame. His name is Roger Bresnahan. First catcher ever to wear shin guards. 1907. I can't imagine getting behind the plate without shin guards. 1959, Don Drysdale hit his second opening day home run as a pitcher, something we'll never see now ever again, I don't imagine. And he had 23 home runs for his career as a pitcher. In this date, in 1962, the New York Mets played their very first game ever, lost 8-0 to the Pirates. I remember watching that game, believe it or not. I was 13. Warren Spahn, on his date the following year, beat the Mets for his 328th win. And the guy didn't win his first major league game until he was 25 years old. So that's kind of amazing. 1990, Mark Langston and a guy by the name of Mike Witt
Yes.
combined to pitch a no-hitter. You might remember Witt, right? And they combined to pitch a no-hitter against Seattle, who still can't hit. In 2004, Phil Mickelson won his first major, and it was the Masters. And 2 years ago, the Boston Bruins passed the Montreal Expos in the NHL for most points in the season with 133, as Canada once again falls in their national sport. It's been dominated by the American teams now for, I think, about 40 years.
I liked Mike Witt. Him and Langston, the Angels, look at his note. Mike Witt from 84 to 88, 15-11, 15-9, 18-10, 16-14, 13-16. Not bad. 34 starts a year.
Not bad at all.
Let's see. 9-6, 14-10, and 12 complete games. Now, 89, 9-15, he had a 4.5 ERA, which is high for back, 5 complete games. He came to the Yanks, retired at 30.
How do you think his son would do against them if he faced them?
3 years after going 16-14 with a 4 ERA, 10 complete games. He went 18-10 one year. Best year, 2.84 ERA, 14 complete games, 269 innings. That's it. He was done. He had 5-6 years of 250, 245 innings, whatever. 30 out of baseball. I remember he came to the Yankees like, I like Mike Witt. The guy wins games. No, retired at 30. Did he get hurt? Somebody in the comment section, let me know.
He went and raised his child.
Did he?
I don't know. He became a major leaguer.
It sounds like you're trying to make a case for him for the Hall of Fame, Higgsy.
No, see, you're wrong, because that's Bobby Witt. That's
Bobby
not
Witt.
Mike Witt.
This
Bobby
is
Witt
Mike
Jr.
Witt's son?
No,
he's Bobby Witt's son. He's Bobby Witt Jr.
Well, I've been giving accolades to the wrong guy.
Could be his uncle.
Mike Witt. I was a Mike Witt fan. Yes, I'll say it. I will. Like that Angel team. Wally Joyner, Doug DeCenze.
Joyner had a hitter out of BYU.
Sean, do you have his rookie card? It's probably worth a nickel.
It's terrible. Listen, 84 to 88 was my favorite time for baseball. That's because I was a teenager playing Little League All-Stars and stuff.
So the Mets of 86 were one of your favorite teams?
Heck no. Although, you know what? They have grown on me since I just watched that Once Upon a Time in Queens. I always bring it up on here. Once Upon a Time in Queens on ESPN. I love watching it. I love it. It takes you from like 84 to 90 with the Mets and how it should have been a dynasty and it was one and done.
Drugs.
Sad. Well, team just it's actually more falling apart after they win the World Series and then they don't extend like Ray Knight, like he was like the heart of the team and stuff like that. It's like
Gooden didn't even attend the World Series parade because he was unconscious.
He said in the thing, he's like, yeah, he goes after the game, I called my dad and I called my drug dealer and then I went right to a flop house out on Long Island. He goes, we're partying with people who, I thought were my friends. He goes, they didn't even know who I was. I was just some drug addict. And I woke up at the next day and the parade's on TV. I'm like, oh man, I messed up. And what really sad, he's like, you know what? He's like, all the therapy I talked to, I could never get that back. I missed out on a World Series parade, sad story for him, man. He still got problems,
Man, he was so dominating. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, he struck out over 300 players in the
Yeah,
minor leagues and pitch 180 innings. I mean, just think
yeah,
about the ratio
ridiculous.
there. It was outrageous.
I thought didn't he have like a 303 in majors too as well one season or no?
He might
Maybe I'm
have. I
wrong.
remember. I
No,
just
no, no. 276.
yeah. That was
276.
Nolan Ryan was the 300 guy.
Yeah, he was pretty good. I
Yeah, he
mean,
was like, well,
listen, if they want to make a case for DeGrom, Doc Gooden's got 194 wins. He better be in there because he was good for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His drug year, 6 years, and then 13 and 7, 10 and 3, 12 and 5, and in the last like 5 years, we're just kind of like
yeah,
whatever years.
that's sinful. What happened to his career?
I mean, 194 wins, rookie of the year, Cy Young. Let's go, get him in there. I don't know. All right,
Borderline.
there's another
Borderline.
my rant. We got rants on DeGrom, Doc Gooden. We didn't even get into Don Mattingly, who I actually love. Listen, for Chip, Matt, myself, Giants, Dodgers run line, under Seattle, free picks, Gamblers World for our premium action. Like button on the way out. Comments. I want to see some Doc Gooden, Mike Wood, and Mike Witt.
I guess
DeGrom
that's it,
comments in the
folks.
chat. Let's go. Gentlemen, have a good one.